ya disparé la grabación. Y cuando está grabando, inicio el webinar. Así que, listo, arrancamos.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on this new GeneXus webinar, face-to-face with GeneXus support, where you can ask all your questions and have them answered directly by our specialists. We have a great panel today formed by Sergio Pruski, VP of USA Operations at GeneXus, Armin Bachmann, GeneXus Product Manager, Graciela Liston, Technical Country Manager, Nicolas Sirio, Support and Pre-Sales for USA, Canada, Australia, South Africa, and Indonesia, and Juan Pablo Gonzalez, who is a GeneXus developer and member of the Android development team. At this time, I now present to you Nicolas Sirio, who will make a brief presentation on support indicators for USA.
Thank you, Jaime, and welcome everybody to this webinar. Just to start, I want to share with you some information about our support team, about the numbers in 2020. So just a kickoff, okay? The general inquiries are the most common type of tickets we have. Now we have added more categories to drill down and understand what our customers need or how to do something. We have near 100 inquiries in 4 months. This is an average of 200 tickets per month related with general inquiries, related with GeneXus error. When we create a SAC, an internal issue for development to fix, we have over 100 tickets that were solved. We couldn't reproduce, maybe in some cases for scenarios, different scenarios or environment issues, just 11. And we have some feature suggestions from our customer, from you, to improve some functionality or enhancement. 20 tickets about that. We have 20 for protection with license server, the protection server or license, and 60 tickets for related to documentation. As you can see, we have the most majority in version 16, what is great for us because you are working with the latest version and you are sure that you have all the fixes in the latest upgrade. Let's talk about our tickets channel. As you know, you can create a ticket with several channels. You can create a ticket by email, that is the 66%, with the web form in our Zendesk platform. You can also call us and leave a ticket through voicemail or even using the chat. As you can see, the chat, I believe, is the best functionality to create a ticket and talk with our support team, but has only the 1% of the ticket are created through the chat. So I encourage you to reach us through the chat panel at genexus.zendesk.com, and you can talk with us directly in real time. Well, our first time response, for luckily, we have the 44% the responses answer in less than an hour, the first hour, okay? And the 33% during the day, and the rest is the next day. So now let's start our webinar, and we have all the time to answer your questions. So feel free to use the chat to create your question, and we will publish to everyone can hear, okay? We have some questions that are being typed. Oh, Jenny, how are you, Jenny? I hope you can hear the audio. Maybe you need to restart the connection, or activate the Google Chrome, maybe notification to activate the audio. Okay, Gustavo says that had the same problem. I changed to Chrome and done. So maybe you can try using Chrome. Let me tag you because you are not here.
Hello, for those of us that can hear us, let us know in the chat, please, so we know if most people can hear us. Okay, seems like most people can hear us. And also, I just want to say we are taking questions for GeneXus in the past, GeneXus in the present, and GeneXus in the future. So any questions that you are thinking about, we are going to be able to answer today, or the panel of experts that we have here will be able to answer. They told me before this presentation that you can ask any question, not necessarily get every answer, but you can ask any question. From freestyle grids, the ability for patterns to provide ability.
We have the first question here, Sergio. I don't know if you want to read it.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so Jack asks, with the change from freestyle grids, the ability for patterns to provide ability for users to select the order of columns has been lost. Is there any plans to bring back this functionality? So who volunteers to answer this one?
I think that is a good question for Armin, related with products. Okay. If we have that functionality in the...
Hi, Jack. It's a pleasure to meet you all in the US, especially. Well, I suppose that this question relates to the use of some pattern, maybe the Work with Plus pattern or K2B tools pattern or so, or are you asking just about built-in function in GeneXus? Because to select the order of columns is as far as I don't see that it is built in GeneXus right now. So and there is no. Well, we have plans to do that, but maybe not in the upcoming months. Yeah, we are specifying a new design system in GeneXus, which will be called Unánimo, and that design system will have some new features also related to the UX and to grids, but it is not available right now. Okay. Anyway, if you say that you are lacking something you got previously in other grids, maybe you're asking about another pattern. Yes, in Work with Plus. Okay, thanks, Jack. Yeah, I was supposing that you were talking about that. Unfortunately, I'm not part of the product team of Work with Plus. That is from Develop Software. So I cannot answer you this question right now. Maybe we should, in that case, put you in contact with the product team of Develop Software, so that in order to add that. Okay. Hi, Jimmy. Well, today, I hope we can release it today. We were trying to release it already for a week, and every time we are just about to hit the button to release it, we find, or some beta tester shows us something that is broken. So we were fixing minor issues and security issues all the last week, But right now, I think we have a candidate, and all the tests are running correctly. So I suppose we still will be able to release it today.
Well, related to that, we do not have support yet about SVG for vectors. We manage the density of the images in a different way, but maybe it's a good feature for our product team to manage.
Yes, we will take note about this, Pedro, and add it. Okay. We have it in our list, and it is a functionality that has been asked a lot by different customers, apart from you also. So let's take that.
Perfect.
Are there plans for big data or or data streaming support, for example, NoSQL SQL databases? Well, yes, there are related to the NoSQL databases. We separate them for in different concepts. Yeah, conceptually, they not all NoSQL databases function or are good for every scenario. So, for example, when it goes to inserting data, not structured data, but in a high scalability scenario or big data scenario, when it gets to inserting data, sometimes we can use just an API that is included in GeneXus related to Apache Kafka. Yeah, so that is something that scales even better than a MySQL database for inserts. By the fact, don't underestimate MySQL on an RDS on Amazon that has very high performance. Anyway, going to inserts, the best is that Kafka or Redis, for example. We also have support for Redis, but we use it normally for caching. Yeah, when you want to scale up an application and run it behind a load balancer, we use Redis, the NoSQL database of Redis, to caching purposes. Better to say that it is Redis or Memcached 2. We have support for both of them. Yeah. Then when it goes to blockchain, which is another NoSQL database, all related to projects that are for multiple companies that do not trust for each other, well, the required thing normally is blockchain, and we have support for that. Okay, so that are the ones we have, and we are reaching out to you to see which scenarios we are not covering with those that we already support, and yes, needing from you help and information about scenarios that you need to cover in your projects, so that we can add the support to a specific Dbms that is not included yet in GeneXus. Okay, so Daniel, thank you for your question, because it led me also to ask you for specific scenarios, not to be covered in this meeting, but to handle us out and to be in contact apart of this meeting, and to deepen in your scenario if you need it. Okay.
Okay, this is the answer for the first question from Shaq related with the order. Okay, we can continue.
Maybe we can get in contact out of this meeting with the Word Plus team. Yeah, Nicolas, maybe
Yes.
Put you in contact with the team related to Word Plus.
Perfect.
Okay, Pedro. Hi, Pedro. How are you? Is Unánimo the system that will support other UI toolkits besides Bootstrap, such as Angular, JS, React, and Vue? This is another issue. That is totally separated thing. One is the UI, the look and feel of a UI, and yeah, that is Unánimo. How it is implemented below, with what framework or on what technology, that is another issue. Okay. So if you are so having said that, and since you ask for Angular, JS, and React, our plans are the following. We are developing right now a generator for Angular, okay? And we want to release it, a beta in some weeks more, and we want to release it this year. The focus of this generator is to make front-end application, customer-facing applications with GeneXus. And so if you want to develop a website that has to reach many people, so reach out the world through your website, then you will be able to develop that with the Angular generator. And that application you are developing there will be a progressive web application, okay? That will then, as every progressive web application, guide the user of your application to your Android and iOS applications. Why do I say that? Because also because from the same design in GeneXus, from the same smart devices panel, you will be able, with this generator, through this generator also, to generate through Angular, and then generate iOS native and Android native applications, okay? So you get a multi-experience from one design and one panel, okay? That is our plan for this year for the Angular generator. Of course, the back end of the application will be of this Angular or iOS or Android applications, as usual, will be generated with .NET Core, .NET, or Java as the three options we have for the back end right now. And you asked me about React.js also. So our plan is to first hand you out the Angular one, because as Gardner said it too, Angular is the most used in the enterprise, okay, at enterprise level. So that is why we chose Angular, because Gardner says it, and yes, the share, the customer, the market share says it, but all the functions that are behind are developing in code that will be common to React and to Vue too. And all user controls, or all the controls that will be used in the applications, are developed as HTML web components, which is the great new standard on the web. So all these are developed and will be able to be reused by us also for the React and the Vue generator. So we expect that after releasing the Angular generator, there will be just few months away to then release the React generator. Okay. At this time, we cannot speak about the Vue generator. We want to have it, but first let us have the Angular generator and the React. Okay. Or better said, first the Angular, and then see the rest. Hi, Daniel. Are there plans for enabling technologies such as data sharding or distributed SQL databases to enable scaling when using SQL-based backends? Yes, Daniel. By the way, I will share you here in the chat a link about some documents we wrote some weeks ago. What I'm typing here on my machine is wiki space GeneXus performance, and Google gives me the link right away, and I put it here in the chat. You got it? Yeah. There are, as I said, the different techniques and options and things you have to take into account to make high availability, high scalable, and highly performant applications, and that this can then run, of course, behind load balancers, run on a containerization layer like Docker, and run on orchestration layers like Kubernetes. Okay, we are also so that is something you already can do now. Okay, you can deploy to Docker, and you can deploy to Kubernetes, or run your applications also, or deploy your applications also to Amazon Fargate, Elastic Container Services, and so on. Okay. What we are working on right now related to that is to having, for example, a deployment integrated to GeneXus to Kubernetes, so that GeneXus already generates all the configuration necessary to run the application on Kubernetes, or to deploy it from the IDE directly to Amazon Container Services. Okay, Elastic Container Services. Sorry. So yes, you can scale your applications as you need, and choose the architecture you want depending on your requirements. Hi Jack, what functionality is available for creating Word documents and then saving them as PDF documents without using a third-party conversion tool?
I don't know any built-in. Do you know?
In Java, there is some functionality, but to save them as PDF, no, there is no. You will need to use some third-party conversion tool, yes, or exactly. or integrate some user control or some library developed by third parties. Maybe there is something on the marketplace.
There is one
marketplace to achieve that, but I don't know.
There is one that is called named as HTML to PDF, not a Word document, but you can create using HTML a PDF. This is what I found in the marketplace.
Okay. Jack, just to tell you also that GeneXus is, you may know it, but maybe some other not. GeneXus is extensible, so the IDE and all the platform GeneXus is extensible, but also the programs of GeneXus are extensible, and you can integrate external objects or that's to say external libraries to your class, to your project, and so include in the GeneXus code references and calls to external libraries, yeah? And all this may be developed by you, by yourself, by your company, or by a network of partners of GeneXus. So sometimes some functionality is not built in directly in GeneXus, but then you can develop it by yourself, or ask any one of us to refer you to our network of partners. Okay. Daniel Conte, are there plans to improve the way the middleware connects to the Dbms to implement a least privileged connection where multiple accounts are used depending on the permission needed? No, the truth is that there are no plans about that. But you already can do is define different data stores in the GeneXus knowledge base and use that connections. But oh well, the other point, the other there is I'm thinking while I speak, as you can notice. There is a property in GeneXus that is called before connect property, and you can link to that property a procedure, okay? And that procedure can choose the connection string to be used by that session, okay? So in runtime, you can change the connection information, and depending on the user, then connect with different users to the database, and that by that using that way, getting what you want. I think that is the best one. That is, this last was the best answer I have. Okay, so use check for before connect properly. Okay, in the wiki, and you will get what I'm saying. Okay, Daniel.
Okay, next question.
Next question.
I will publish it. 1 second. This is a good one. Thank you, Pedro.
Hi, Pedro. Will there ever be a desktop target again? If Apple makes the iOS running on a Mac, yes.
I believe
we don't have plans at this moment, Pedro.
Maybe he's talking about a Windows application desktop
yes,
for is this one we don't have
I know. The Windows. Okay, I just
the Windows for Windows 10. Imagine that you have a local application like in the past, but not the Win form.
No, we are not planning. If it ever will be, maybe if the market someday says us that we have to do it or it is necessary, we will do it. At this time, we think it is not necessary. We can put our efforts and our priorities better on other places. That is the true answer. Yeah. The browsers are have a so good performance and so many capabilities for the desktop today. All our tasks, our business tasks, are achieved through the browser today, so that we don't see the need or the high value it would add, so that the effort would be necessary or so. We don't see it. Okay, yeah, that's the truth. We don't have it in our radar right now.
Thank you.
Hi, Scott. How are you? Long time that I didn't see you. For future GeneXus versions, RPG is still part of the list of supported generators. We have a few knowledge bases that use it. Yes, it is. RPG and COBOL are there, and we know that you use it, and a lot more of customers in GeneXus. There's performance in procedures cannot be beaten in the iSeries environment. RPG is the best, yeah. So we will keep supporting that for procedures, yeah, and of course the database and all that part. What is supported will be kept.
Yeah. Perfect. Let's see the next one. Maybe it's for me. There are no basic questions, Gustavo. Thank you for your question. Regarding the documentation, object is to be used inside the knowledge base. Please, Armin, correct me if I am wrong. Where you can link attributes or internal objects using this documentation is more related to development and is not published outside the knowledge base, right?
That is true. The documentation is internal documentation of the project, but there is also the help part in each object. And when you define there the help, you can generate after that HTML of the help part.
But publish in a wiki, right?
The specific HTML to each document. I think it was a very good feature years ago. I don't know how many people use it right now. I think very few. Perfect. User experience, people said that there is no need of help.
or documentation. Let's see.
Oh yes, okay, that's another good one. If you program right, if you use good programming, if you have good programming skills, you don't need to document because you have programmed so well that everyone will understand your code.
Exactly.
No, but there are those parts in GeneXus, and yes, of course, the documentation is the help. I don't know, but the documentation is an important part of in GeneXus, and yes, we know that. Yes, we document in GeneXus also. Yeah. James, will there be any future updates that will have Bootstrap 4 as their default framework rather than Bootstrap 3? Yes, James, we are planning that. For example, we are now updating to jQuery 3.5, and yes, we will also be updating to Bootstrap 4. I don't know in which of these months, but we have it in our plans.
Next question.
Yeah, James, one thing. It would be nice if you can get in contact after this, if you can write to me or to Nicolas and see your scenario for which project or for when do you need this change and why, so that we can then have some specific need to do it faster, okay? To set priority related to that.
I would like to understand what is the Discord server. Do you know if it is a GeneXus server for community, or what is the Discord server? JB? Let me see.
Maybe an open GeneXus server or so. I don't know what Discord means in this case. Open?
Hi, no, Discord is a communication server where you can exchange ideas with others and those things. But I wasn't aware that there was a GeneXus community Discord server. Maybe JP can link us to it.
Here we have the comments from JP. We were given. Let me publish also. We were given it by our local GeneXus people. It's a VoIP software.
Yeah, I know Discord, but I wasn't aware that there was a GeneXus one. Is it an Africa particular one or? No, we will have to look for it.
Okay, taking notes.
Yep.
So JP, please, we can talk later about this and follow up, if you agree. Related with map control, maybe Arvin can help us.
Hi, Daniel. The current map control in GeneXus 16, version 9.05, appears to support Google and Baidu map providers. What's the timeline for adding other map providers? Other map providers, we are not, as far as I know, we are not developing right now or adding other map providers. If you need another one, we have to see it apart. Yep. Map provider, you are talking about web, yeah? In smart devices, I think there are other map providers.
I can add something on that if you want, Armin.
Yeah, please.
The web development team is working on Leaflet, that is an open source map provider. That's not ready yet, but they are working on it. And on the Android team, we are currently working on Mapbox, that is also an OpenStreet maps provider. that there has a better free tier than Google Maps, for example. But that's in a beta program yet, so it's not available for all the users. But I think we will implement it as an official feature.
So if you want to be a beta tester of that, if it is already in the beta program, then please join the beta testers program in genexus.com/beta testers. You all can get there, join our beta testing team, and there we can hand you out features or help you out with features that are still in beta.
Yeah, but the answer, Daniel, is yes. We are working on OpenStreetMap.
Great, thank you, JP. For customers converting their knowledge base from COBOL to Java for the web, what should clients beware about since it is such a drastic architecture platform change? James, read. Well, I start, and Nicolas, you add something. Well, fortunately, if you used COBOL for procedures, all that and transaction, all what is batch processes, all that have just to be generated again with Java, and you are done. Okay. Of course, that when you have UI, so you have green screen, then in that case, then you have to create or in GeneXus creating new panels for the web, or using GeneXus patterns, and this one is the recommended one. Use some third-party patterns or our own pattern, built-in pattern, to accelerate all what is related to the development of the UI. Okay, but all what is processes and reporting on that is just regenerating your programs. Nicolas, that's the way.
Well, our recommendation is to create the web panels in Java, for example, and keep the procedures and reorgs with COBOL in RFG. We have a tool, a link in the wiki that help you to convert from green screens to web. Let me highlight it. 1 second. Just you to take notes, maybe. Green screen to web, maybe is a good tool for you to start with.
So the point is then you can move to the web. When you have UI and you want to move just a part of the UI, you can generate the UI with tooling and keep the rest in COBOL. Yeah. And if you want to move the COBOL to Java, okay, then you just regenerate the COBOL part. That's it. Yeah.
Perfect. Let's continue. This is related with a previous question from Daniel.
Okay.
Related with the scalability that you mentioned, Armin. So the ball is on your side.
Okay, thank you. I believe most of the scalability options you mentioned are for scaling the middleware. Could you please clarify on options for scaling the backend? Daniel, what do you call the backend? Sorry that it is such a common term, and all the people in the world should, the DBMS, scaling the DBMS. For scaling the DBMS, well, that is something GeneXus does not do nothing special for scaling related to that. When you're just 2 notes. First, there is a horizontal scaling in the DBMS that is normally used. Okay, vertical scaling. That is adding more RAM or adding more disk or whatever to your DBMS. Okay. But the capacity of the anyway, the whole application has just one point, single point, which is the DBMS, and multiple times the DBMS is the one that is locking and getting stuck all the rest of all the applications. Okay, I use application 1 and I'm being hold, or my performance is not good because the same DBMS is used by another application. Okay, like that is the problem that mini services and face. And the options are basically two. One is use caching. Caching methods is what we use using Redis. We're using Memcached. Most people today use Redis, I think. And yes, it is scaling on the middleware. Yes, on containers with Redis, that with a Redis installation, a Redis server that holds the cache. Okay. That is commonly used, and then the other is tooling that the DBMS provides for replication or read replicas or whatever. Yeah, but since it is a single point and the other point, what is used is to begin to use microservices architecture. Yeah, that is separating those tables or those parts of your system in another DBMS, so that requests to one DBMS, to one process, do not generate problems on the rest of the application.
This already known question related to having the PHP as a generator. We have some history in the past, right?
Will there be ever plans to add PHP as a generator? Maybe someday in the future there will be a plan to add it someday in the future. At this moment there is no plan, and it is not on a radar. It would not add any feature for the users of your applications. We don't see any advantage of it. There's no reason to do it. Just a lot of work, and we want to use our work in other priorities. Cristian Eduardo Ariel Rojas. There is a GeneXus sub-program. It cannot support providing information about it. Requirements that we need for the GeneXus SAP program. Anyone else who wants to answer?
Well, we can contact you with the people in charge of SAP, Luis or Rodrigo, just to give you more information about the requirements, if you agree. If you want, send me an email and I will address you with these people.
Okay, SAP is I will answer some points here. GeneXus SAP, or for SAP, is a special edition of GeneXus, okay? You can get the special edition of GeneXus, like GeneXus for SAP, or you can add a special pack for SAP to your existing GeneXus installation. Yeah, in both cases, the pack or the GeneXus for SAP, there is a commercial agreement and a contract associated with it. So you need to contact us, the commercial team, our sales team, and they can make you also a demo and showing you the benefits of GeneXus for SAP. Yeah, it is a special edition of GeneXus, and the benefits are various related to that. Requirements are no requirements. It's just that, yes, there are those. I don't know if you were asking like commercial requirements or technical requirements for your GeneXus installation, or what kind of requirements you were talking. Technically, there are no other requirements. Just install this special pack or edition, and then generate for SAP. Okay, it comes with a pattern, Fiori pattern. It generates automatically for the applications that are compliant with Fiori, or have the Fiori UI, and also connects to the SAP HANA database and more. There, Nicolas is handing out a link where you can learn more about it. We are very proud of this product. For example, in Brazil, the SAP team is using this to make proof of concepts and start building systems with that. And yes, you are invited to participate to get it.
Hi, Gabriel.
Hi, Gabriel. How are you? Are there any plans to stop using GXPRN INI in order to define a list of network local printers available and make it more dynamic, including the change to define them on the fly?
Cloud printing, right? Would be the next step. If we have some cloud printing solution. As far as I know, there are some third-party tools that are premium software where you can integrate using the API. But related to GeneXus and your question, is more related with products. If we will continue using this file to define the list of printers, right? I don't know. Maybe Armin can confirm about the use.
I would say that there are no development efforts to change something related to that at this moment.
Okay. Well, hi Drew, how are you? Yes, we found some errors in upgrade 8 and work with plus 13.12 pattern where the memory consumption were very high and the improvement will be released in upgrade 9. And the version of Word with Plus with the fix is the 13.14. So if you upgrade to the latest version, you will reduce your out-of-memory errors a lot. Hi, James.
Hi, James. I apologize up front as I know you may need more information for this question. I am working on a project generated Java and using DB2 database on an iSeries server. When converting a text variable to a numeric, you often get the following error and have not gotten a real solution to avoid it. I have not encountered this error with other SQL databases. The number of parameters value set or registers that not match the number of parameters. This is Java using DB2 database, numeric to numeric. Try to use search text to numeric. Try to use that to set the to numeric function to the same definition of the numeric variable. I think DB2 is more you have to be very exact in DB2 when you compare numbers or strings. So maybe numeric var is numeric of 10 and has no decimals, and maybe search text to numeric has decimals, or the other way around. I don't know what you would say, Nicolas.
Yes, I suggest to recreate this case in our DB2. Maybe if it doesn't work, we can share this with our development team. Which version?
The first thing I would say there is please verify the definition of those variables, and if you are comparing the same.
What version? Evolution 3 or GeneXus 16? Let's see.
Let's see it by support. I think, James, we cannot.
Evolution 3. Evolution 3.
For me, there is something special with the definition of the variable. But, well, I may be wrong.
Yes, but it should work. So
Yes.
otherwise, it's an error. Okay. Let's see. JP. Okay. The team have set up a Discord server similar to Slack where developers can ask advice, share ideas, and be notified of new releases. To John, please proceed to the following link. Okay. This is related. Okay. Discord server. Okay. We have an initiative in the past to start using Slack for the US community. Then we put more focus in Stack Overflow, answering the questions, because all the community can answer also over there. So right now, Stack Overflow is our main community for questions and answers, but we can analyze this, what you are sharing with us. So I will copy this link and follow up then, okay? Thank you, JP. Okay, Daniel. I have had some errors very difficult to replicate, where specification and generation work, but compiling fails. I tried these to truncated or incompletely generated Java files. How do we report such errors without sharing the KB? Okay, maybe the source, you can share with us the .java file so we can analyze it better. So your specification generation ends successfully, but the compilation fails. Are you using some external library? Maybe it's not finding the correct chars and the compilation fails. Maybe it's a question. Otherwise, you can share with us the source generated so we can try to debug better.
It would be great if also the specification file, SPC, SP0 or SPC.
Okay. 1 second. Thank you. Okay. For now, I don't have more questions yet. Let me see if there is any. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know if any of you have any other questions about our team, our product. Thank you, Gabe, for your wishes. Okay. Thank you, Daniel and James. Okay, this is a good question from James. 1 second. Okay. Oh, sorry. Will this type of session be scheduled regularly? I think that is a good initiative to have this webinar with product focused, mobile, web, the new features, and also how we work and how we be better every day. Yes, we can be better.
Yeah, and especially in these times, we are trying to be more in contact with you, and in these special times, and that's also why that was the triggering point for this initiative to have this meeting with you, and of course it is something that we think it is good to be more in contact all in these times. And this is a good way to be in contact, to be in touch.
Perfect.
So thank you for participating also and for making those questions. And yes, we hope that they are helpful for you. If it is helpful for you, that's the first point and necessary to make them regularly.
Yes, just share your ideas if you feel that you need some help with UI, for example, or conversions, we can make a webinar with the people related to that topic. And for sure, I think that is a great idea to have this webinar scheduled. Yes.
Nicolas, Gisela is sharing the link. Did you see? genexus.com/webinars.
Here, I will highlight. 1 second.
Roy, we have no plans for Evolution 3. Yeah, Evolution 3, we have stopped developing for Evolution 3. There are just, we can hand out some hotfix if you need, yes, in some very, very special case, but our development efforts are going on the 16 and heading to GeneXus 17. Sorry, it was just answering Roy that question.
Okay. Just to highlight, if you have some issue that is avoiding you to make something in production, we can release into the latest upgrade some hotfix, particularly upgrade 16 of Evolution 3, like we did in the past. So, but there are no plans for continuing supporting Evolution 3.
Yeah, Roy, you can still ask for support if that is your question, huh? He can't he? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No development, just continuing support. Okay, we have support for this and for previous versions also. Let me highlight your question here. Okay, so any one of you, if you have any issue with old versions, we can find a workaround. So our support will be continuously with previous version, right? Okay.
Gisela, did you show the link of that shared to Gisela?
Yes.
I didn't see
it. I will reshare again.
Okay.
1 second.
Sorry, because I was just answering the other question when you showed it. Okay.
This is the link.
Click says no.
Yep. Yes.
So I think we are basically at the top of the hour here, so we're gonna wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and you can actually, it's great that we have this on the screen because we are planning a whole series of webinars for the next couple months. We haven't defined all the topics we're going to be talking about, so this is your chance right now to let us know what you want to us to talk about, and we will include in the schedule for the next couple months. We're planning on doing this every couple weeks. So just let us know what you like, what you would like to know about, what you're working on, and we'll be sure to talk about that in the future. So for now, this is the end, and thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.